Hi guys, welcome to Always the Wild Ones. If it's your first time here, my name's Vanessa Lee. If you are returning, hi, thank you so much for coming back. I am obsessed with plants, and although I'm not a botanist, this channel is all about my personal experience and I want to take you along my journey. I'm going to leave my favourite till last and I'll explain as I'm going along how I take care of them and all of that stuff. So let's start with the first plant, which is an Alocasia. Now I don't have a lot of Alocasias, I actually only have two. This one is the Alocasia Amazonica Bambino. I love the leaf shape, which is referred to as the elephant ear. Strong, hard veins. I love how dinky it is. And I did actually bring this up in one of my other videos, and I did say something like, oh, I wish it were just a bit bushier really. Almost got rid of this plant actually at one stage this year when I was doing like a bit of a cleanup. Anyway, the good news is that we have some little, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see that little baby one. So we've got one there. I have another one just there near my finger. Hopefully you can, I'll zoom in. She's very dinky. And then another one just there. So this plant now effectively has 4 plants in there. So this should become bushier, but then with these amazing, gorgeous leaves. What is that on the back of the leaf? It's mealybug. Actually, no. You know, as the seasons change, I've been noticing a lot of crazy things going on. Yeah, I don't think that is. I think it's just perlite. Should I just see if it just dust off? Yeah, it's perlite. And the fridge is going to join in. No fridge. Yeah, so this is my first plant. I've had this plant for the longest time actually. I think this is now the 3rd year, if I'm not mistaken. I'll put the correct time if that is wrong. But it's done very little for me, and it's definitely one of these plants that it's just kind of existing. It's neither happy nor sad. It, you know, it generally has this amount of leaves. Actually, no, maybe it's only been a year, 2 years. I remember going away and coming back and all the leaves had kicked the bucket. I think I had like 1 or 2 leaves left. I mean, I think what we've got 4 leaves on the main plant. It's just not been an easy one for me, but I'm excited now because of the pups, and I'm really going to try my very hardest to be more consistent with the watering. I was hoping that having it in this kind of no drainage, self-watering situation would help me take care of the plant, but I have obviously been allowing the reservoir to be empty for too long. The root system looks okay. I don't know if you can see that. I like to have most of my things are in clear vessels. I do like to see what the root system's doing. I mean, yeah, it looks fine. I mean, it doesn't look dry, it doesn't look mushy. And there's enough of it in there. And I actually only recently repotted this plant, I think a month ago, and yeah, it was really quite happy with getting an upsize in its pot. And this one lives in my bedroom currently, although I might move it, but it's right next to a plant light and it seems to be liking that. So that's the first plant. Moving on to one of my, well, I've got 2 Ficus, and I'm going to bring both of them along and they're going to count as one plant, which is kind of cheating. So I'm actually doing 8 plants, but 2 Ficuses. These are the only Ficus that I have in my collection. This one is referred to as the Ficus Elastica Tini, and I just love the mintiness of that green, and the white kind of variegation at first is quite pink, which is really pretty. And then I don't know if you can see, but in the center, this part of the plant is quite pink. I don't know if it's really showing up on camera. And I bought this and it was tiny, it was like about this big, and I've only had it for about 2 or 3 months, and it's already reaching for the skylight basically. It really loves getting a lot of light, and you can already see there's another leaf on the way. It's just one after the next with the leaves. I am kind of maybe getting less and less variegation compared to the younger leaves. But yeah, so maybe I do need to kind of raise the lighting a little bit more. It has been under a plant light probably for about a week, so I haven't really tested out whether it likes the plant lights or not. Before that, it was just in natural lighting. But she's a pretty little thing. She's very robust, and the leaves are so they're really thick and quite succulent like. But don't let that fool you, because this plant is actually quite thirsty. I find myself watering this plant at least once a week. It's in a chunky aeroid mix. Actually, no, it's not. No, it is an aeroid mix. It is. I can see the bark and stuff in there. Yeah, so I put it in a chunky aeroid mix. The root system is looking amazing. It came in this tiny, tiny little, like, I think it was 6 centimetre pot. So you can see, like, it's grown a lot. I've had to upsize its pot. You can even see roots inside the pot, like kind of pushing up towards the top. I don't know if you can see that. Like, yeah, right there. Oh, there we go. So yeah, no, it's very happy and really easy. But yeah, thirsty little thing. So I have been kind of, if I do miss the watering with this one, everything's been it's been very chilled with me. It's, you know, it hasn't always looking a bit dusty. Might treat that one from spider mite just in case. You know, when leaves start looking dusty and the dust doesn't seem to come off, that's a bit of an indication of spider mite. Oh my gosh, I should make this into more of a pest thing. I'm going to have to do one of those videos fairly soon, but anyway, slightly off topic. So yeah, I'm really loving the fact that this one is really, really easy. And the reason why I have decided to bring this one along as well. So this one is called a Chiveria. I'll write it up. The variegated one. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. The leaves are stunning. Do we have a little, okay, so it's not pink in the center, it's just like this really bright green. And yeah, you can see that I have missed a watering. I actually lost a leaf, it dropped off. That's obviously a clear indication that, you know, it's unhappy with me. And this leaf here has got a brown spot, which, if you don't know, browning definitely is a warning sign that you've missed a watering. Yeah, I think we'll give you a nice clean as well. But yeah, so I would say that this one is slightly more difficult, and this one can tolerate higher light than this one. I don't know if it's just my particular, like the one that I have is just got its own little personality going on, but you would imagine with the amount of variegation that it has that it would need highlight. But I've been giving it dappled lighting and it seems to be liking that. It's kind of living on the floor just under my Monstera Thai constellation. So yeah, we're going to count these both as my second plant that I'm really happy with. Although, I guess, yeah, no, they've both definitely grown. in my care. They've grown loads. They're constantly pushing out new leaves, and I am learning something new about a different genus of plant or species of plant. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving the ficus. There's actually another ficus at my store that I've had my eye on, but I really just don't have the space for it. It's got these really long, thin, I'll try and put a photo up next time I go into work. I'll take a photo. But yeah, oh, I don't know why I like it so much, but it kind of does remind me of Hoya, and maybe that's why I'm liking it. So maybe I'll just go for get another Hoya, like the Shepherdii. Is it called the Shepherdii, the one with the really long leaves? And they also call it the, anyway, I'm waffling on about other plants. So yeah, that's the second one. Let me put you guys over there. The third one I want to show you is actually in my hallway. I'm going to go and get it. Here it is. This is the third plant I want to show you. Now, this was actually given to me this year. I've only had it for about 4 months. We'll put the correct times up if that is wrong. But it's a monkey tail cactus, and I really wanted one for the longest time. And a very kind subscriber sent me this one. They were downsizing their collection, and yeah, I was lucky enough to get this one as a gift. I'm so happy with it, and it has grown like so much. So when I first had the plant, it was stood in a slightly longer pot. It was about there, and the part of the plant was not even touching the floor. So I think it was probably about, I don't know, maybe about this length here. And it's grown all of this during the summer. I mean, even in the space of, I mean, this month, or maybe the past 2 months, this bit where you can see there's kind of like a knot, almost like a bend, that downwards grew. Every time I seem to look at this plant, it seems to have grown. I'm so happy. It would be nice to have some other dangly bits. I mean, it's getting so long that maybe I could propagate it. I'm a bit scared though. I mean, obviously I'm going to wait until the right season to do that, because that is going to be a very new experience for me. But I'm so chuffed with this plant. I will put some footage in where it actually lives, because just so you can see what kind of light it's getting. It's right under a skylight, so it gets full light. It's a southeast facing window, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to what it's going to do next. It is a cactus, like most cactus do flower. I have seen the flower. It looks a bit scary to me with the flower, so I'm not kind of like, oh, I can't wait until it flowers. I'm not really excited about that. But I would like to have more kind of hanging bits, more than one in the pot. But yeah, this is number 3. It's in a chunky aeroid mix. I was going to put it into a desert kind of mix. I get like a pre-made desert mix from Grow Tropicals, something that we sell in my store, but I just really love it. Most of my Ripsalis are in that, but for some reason with this plant, I decided to go for a chunky aeroid mix. It seems to be loving it. I mean, we've got a lot of growth. I don't really know if it's gonna branch out again on its own, but it would be nice. And I guess it is in quite a small pot, but it didn't really come with a huge root system, so I do feel that that's the right size pot for it. Anyway, let's move on to another one. So my third one, should I go and put this back? I'm gonna put it back. So the third plant, which actually also lives in the hallway, and I will put some footage in so you can see where it normally lives. The reason why I'm not showing you today where it lives is because it's quite gloomy, and the hallway has it only has natural lighting from one skylight, which is southeast, which I just said. And we're going into autumn, so there's less light. Today's particularly gloomy. We've been getting like bursts of sun, but yeah, it's been really gloomy. So I will put some footage in, hopefully on like a day where we get some sun. But this is my euphorbia. It's called a euphorbia trio something rubia, also known as the African milk tree. And I bought this this year. Sorry, I've only had this for about, oh my gosh, I don't know. And it's really annoying because normally when I buy a plant, I put it on a list so that I can kind of keep track of how much I've spent on plants, for one, and obviously I want to document like how long I've had it. And I'm looking at it right now and I'm sure I can see mealybug. Okay, it's not. Yeah, so I definitely bought this year, and I think I've probably had it for about 4 months, between 4 and 6 months. I'll put the correct time up. Hopefully I can find a receipt or something. And it has grown so much. It absolutely loves its location. It's just with the one plant in there. I don't know if you can see that, but then it just branches out. And I think I did buy it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 branches. I'm sure I bought it with the 5 branches. I definitely picked out the one with the most. And this can grow to quite a height. And I'm so happy with it. I absolutely love it. It's so easy. I put it into desert mix, and I've also put it into a clear pot so that I can kind of keep an eye on whether the soil is moist. And I mean, I'd like to say to have a look at the roots, but you can't see the roots. Surprisingly, quite a thin root system. The plant itself, I guess, is holding a fair amount of water. I mean, it's a cactus, so that's what they do. And yeah, I mean, you can kind of see this, the greener part here is the new growth. So you can see on every single one of them, there's that much growth. So it's grown about that much since it's been here. And I really wasn't expecting it to be a fast grower, definitely not. But I'm really impressed with that amount of growth. I do find that if you do forget to water this plant, it'll drop these little leaves, which is really sad. So I do try and keep on top of it. And this is going to be my first winter with this plant. Oh my gosh, this is definitely like a new toppy bit here. Can you see? I love this plant. I'm really looking forward to it getting bigger. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be the first winter. It's going to be living there in the hallway. I really hope that it's going to be okay out there. The hallway gets very cold in the winter. It can be as low as 15 centigrade. Oh, it's prickly, you've got to be careful. Yeah, it can get really low out there, and also the lighting is very low. So another plant that I will need to keep an eye on. Most of the plants in the hallway, give or take, I think maybe 5 plants in, no, hang on. Let's say 10 plants. There's probably 10 plants in the hallway that have lived through that winter and survived and thrived. But then there's a lot of very new Ripsalis that I got this year. A lot of new plants that I got this year that have never been through a winter. And I'm not sure how they're going to react to the temperature. But I do have a plan B. So, yay! What else can I tell you about this plant? I mean, it really is just the easiest. And the reason, I guess, why I don't talk about this plant very often is because it lives in the hallway. And I was looking at the plants today in my hallway. I'll actually put some footage in so you can have a look and see what I'm talking about. I love my hallway. I mean, I basically get to see this every time I go to work or I leave the house and when I'm returning. And I absolutely love it. I just wish that you know, I was able to see it more often, like if it was in a space that was kind of somewhere where I would sit. But hey, one day I might move to a new house and it'll be in my living room. Oh, what was that? It'll be in my living room or something. But yeah, so what was that? Number 4. Yep. This is number 4, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what it's going to be doing next summer. I mean, who knows? It could be double the height. Okay, who are we going to do next? Oh, okay, I need to go and grab some plants quick. Oh my goodness. So we're on number 5. Number 5 is another gift from a subscriber. Actually, no. I actually met this person at the store that I work at, and then they subscribed. So thank you, if you are watching, for subscribing and also giving me this beautiful little plant. It's adorable. So it actually came with, I think I've lost, yeah, all of these leaves here. Oh, hang on. All of these leaves here have grown in my care, and then it came with this one, this one, this one, and this one, and one other which kicked the bucket. But yeah, I put it in pond. It's in a no drainage. It does have a little reservoir of water. I do like kind of trying to keep it at least moist down there. Yeah, so we have some really lovely leaves with variegation. I haven't seen any flowers yet, but it is quite an immature plant. This one's also quite pretty. It's not as splashy, but I think the new one that's getting ready to unfurl, I'm going to mess with it because I don't want to do anything damaging. But yeah, you can see there is some variegation there. And yeah, it's really cute. It's like, I love these little plants. I know that not everyone's really into having little plants, but I do like a little baby. I just find them so adorable. And you know, next year you'll see this plant, hopefully, fingers crossed, this plant will still be around next year, and it's going to look completely different. It may have grown, it may have got bigger, so, or bushier, all the things. I'm really excited about this plant. I'm really pleased that that I have it, because when I first got it, and when I was given the plant, obviously I was like, oh, thank you so much. I was really pleased to have something that I don't have in my collection. I don't have any other Spathiphyllums, peace lilies. This is the only one that I have. I did have one maybe 3 years ago, and I didn't really keep it for very long. It was like the small one, I think they call it the Bellini. Yeah, so I did have that one. I kind of grew bored of it, because if it's not flowering, then the leaf just wasn't giving me anything. Like even the shape of the leaf, like the plain green one, I don't find very interesting. But at least with the variegated one, there's a little bit of, you know, a little bit of something. Yeah, so this is my only one, and I'm very happy that I was given this plant. Okay, so the next 2 and the last 2 plants are actually living in my kitchen, and I will put in some footage. Hopefully I'll have something where the sky is not grey. But yeah, they've kind of been just living there really. So I'm going to start with the terrarium. I've actually got, I think, 2 plants. Yeah, I did have a Hoya in there, but I took that out. So it's just a jar. You know, you get them from most kitchenware shops. I actually bought this one from IKEA, and I haven't burped it in a while. But what I love about it is that but what I mean by that is opening it up to release any air. But what I love is that the sphagnum moss is live. And you can see it's really interesting. It's grown. I mean, it's literally just growing up the wall. Inside, you can see there, that is actually the top of my, oh, you're getting a lot of glare. That is actually the top of my Pachira aquatica, which I mean, the plant kind of declined during last winter and yeah, it kicked the bucket basically. He's no longer with us. So I've got the top of it in there, and it was tiny when I put it in there. It was so dinky, it was like that. And I've also got a pink princess in there. Just open it up. So there it is. Now the Spathiphyllum, as you can see, has quite a few leaves now. I think it's got 3 leaves. Every time I open this, it smells like celery. So yeah, the Pachira aquatica is doing really well. And I've also got a Philodendron Pink Princess, which actually is not looking pink at all. At all. There's, you know, it's getting to the stage where it needs to go. They've both got to either go into a larger vessel, or I might just take the Pachira aquatica out and just leave the Pink Princess in there. And they've been in this little situation for, I would say, just over a year. I probably should just leave the lid off for a little bit. But yeah, I'm not seeing any pink. Actually, no, I can see a little bit of pink in there. Let me see if I can really get in there. I'll try and zoom in if I can. Maybe if I rotate it. Yeah, I mean, they're tiny, tiny little leaves, but there is 1 or 2 down below that have little pink flashes on. I think actually I can see one. But yeah, so yeah, plants that I don't really talk about, but that I actually get a lot of joy from. And I know, again, it's just like a tiny little plant. This is the only terrarium that I have. And everything in there I really love, like the sphagnum moss. At the bottom I decided to put zeolite. I don't know why. It seems to be okay. I mean, it's getting quite algae ridden actually. Yeah, it's... I decided to put zeolite in the bottom. Oh no, I do still have a Hoya in there. I can see it there. I don't know if you can see that. Like right there. Oh, the glare is too crazy. Oh, there we go. There. And I think it's my Hoya crahaniana. I think it's that. But then it might not be. I don't know, like sometimes I just, I would just throw things in there and then quite like the surprise to find, oh, there's something in there. What is that? And then you have to wait until it gets bigger. But yeah, it's just like a funny little jar that lives in my kitchen with these dinky little plants in there. And also it's nice that I do still have a Pink Princess, because it, you know, when I bought the Pink Princess, they were very expensive. Did I buy it though? I think actually, no, I didn't buy the Pink Princess. That was a gift from my work. Yeah, they gave me, well, it was declining and it was, you know, it wasn't doing so well, it was struggling. And yeah, I was just offered it as a Christmas present. So I took it, and then the larger part of the plant just reverted. Now and then it would do a pink leaf, but like kind of almost like a slightly deformed pink leaf that would be really hard, and then it would just fall off. And yeah, so I've saved a little bit. And also the Pachira aquatica is a plant that I absolutely adore. I would love to have like a large form plant, but I just don't have the height or the space in this particular home. But in my dream home, which I'm sure one day I can make this dream come true, sending out positive affirmations and positive energy, yeah, I will get myself one of those as well, one of these days. The last plant, but certainly not least, is my begonia, my only begonia. Begonias, I am not good with begonias. They are thirsty, but this is the maculata. also known as the polka dot, and I love this plant because it's the only plant I have that looks like this, that's dotty but also really vibrant. And she bloomed. That's her first bloom this year, so we had to wait until autumn to get that bloom. I love how the the leaves are like wings, and they kind of come out in doubles like that. So almost like a mirror image of each other. And they look like they could literally just fly off. Really, really gorgeous, pretty plant. And, oh, sorry, didn't say, in the terrarium, that's just pure sphagnum moss. There's nothing else in there. This plant is in pure sphagnum moss. It's in a plastic cup, and we've got some leca balls at the bottom there, acting as a reservoir. Is it moist? No, it could probably do with a bit of water. I've tried growing this plant in so many different mediums, different substrates. Obviously it came in soil, and I tried growing it in soil, but what I found was the edges of the plant would just go brown, and then the leaves would just fall off, or sometimes like new leaves would grow and they would just fall off, like they wouldn't even get to a mature size. So yeah, pure sphagnum moss has been my favourite for growing begonias so far. She is adorable. So there's like, look at these tiny little baby leaves. They're so pretty, and this new stem just came out of nowhere. I don't know if you can see it there near my finger, but yeah, that's like a whole new shoot that just came up. And yeah, I'm really, really chuffed with it. This plant I wanted to show you because it has been, as always, during the summer, a dream. But in the winter, this plant generally lives in a humidity box, and I can see that it is getting back to that stage where it's going to have to go in fairly soon, because I'm getting these brown edges again. You can see one like at the top here, it's brown. Yeah, it's kind of like struggling. I mean, obviously if my watering habits were like more on point, then maybe we probably wouldn't have these edges. But it lives in the kitchen, and it's there for a reason, because it's right next to the tap. Love the back's vibrant red. It's like it's on fire. And yeah, I'm just really pleased. It's really behaved so nicely this summer. It's been such a good girl. You've been so good. And I mean, I'm gonna see if I can grow this throughout the winter there in the kitchen. We'll see. I mean, might not be the best, but I don't know. I would like to keep it out of the propagation box, basically. And oh my god, one more look at these blooms. How pretty is that? So cute. And this is number 7, and I think out of all of them, yeah, out of all of them, this is my favourite one, and the one that I'm most proud of, because oh my gosh, I really persevered. You know, like, it was in soil, I put it in pond, it's been in, I think it was in perlite, it's been in so many different situations, and I finally figured out a way to coexist with this plant, or for it to coexist with me, probably more to the point. Just picking off some caterpillars, but yeah. Number 7. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Let me know out of the 7 which one was your favourite, or even if you do have some tips, that would be amazing, because a lot of these plants are fairly new. Yeah, the Ficus is new to me. Alocasia, I've had them for a while, but it's definitely not a plant that I'm well versed with. The Spathiphyllum, again, a thirsty plant. So I generally don't have thirsty plants. Like, I don't buy thirsty plants. And then of course the euphorbia is new, but oh, look at these two together. I mean, you can see they've both got the same, whoa! Okay, she's spinning around, Yeah, they've both got that kind of brightness about them, and like autumny, like quite atomic, is that a word? Kind of autumn colours, which is really nice with the red and the green. Okay, I'm going to stop waffling on. I could talk about these plants forever, but I will, if they do anything amazing, or even if something bad happens, I will keep you updated. If this goes back in the propagation box, I will tell you. The begonia, I will definitely let you know. If you are struggling with your begonia, then maybe sphagnum moss might work for you also. If you do have begonias and you live in a similar climate and you are doing well with your begonia, give me all the tips. Do share that in the comments down below, not just for me actually, but for everybody. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and do hit the subscribe button and come back and see me and leave me a comment. Oh, before I go, I have changed normally I upload on a Sunday at around 10 GMT time. Recently I've been uploading at midnight, so kind of in between Saturday and Sunday. Let me know what you think, guys. I mean, I'm kind of thinking I might start uploading on Saturdays instead. Let me know what you think about that. And I mean, obviously you're gonna have to give me by GMT time. I'm not gonna know what the time is in every other country. Just help me out a little bit. Yeah, so help me out by letting me know in GMT time whether Saturday, I was hoping to maybe do it Saturdays around 6 PM GMT. Let me know if that suits you. And yeah, I will see you here again very, very soon. I'm gonna stop picking with the plant. Have a fabulous week. All right, bye.